Imagine boarding a routine overnight flight. You fasten your seatbelt, message your family, and prepare to sleep. The aircraft climbs into the darkness, everything appears normal. And then, without a distress call, without an emergency message, and without any explanation, it vanishes. Not only from radar, not only from radio contact, but almost from the face of the Earth. More than 200 people disappear in a modern passenger jet, and despite years of searching and hundreds of millions spent, no one knows exactly what happened. This is the story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. At 12:41 a.m., MH370 took off normally. The flight climbed to its cruising altitude of around 35,000 feet. About 40 minutes later, as the aircraft approached Vietnamese airspace, air traffic control instructed the pilots to contact the next control center. The last confirmed radio transmission came from the cockpit. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Nothing in the pilot's voice sounded unusual. Less than 2 minutes later, the aircraft's transponder, the device that identifies an aircraft to radar, stopped transmitting. Military radar later showed something unexpected. Instead of continuing toward Beijing, the aircraft appeared to turn sharply west, crossing back over the Malay Peninsula before heading out over the Andaman Sea. Then it disappeared from military radar as well. From that point on, no one knew where it had gone. It was the night of March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 departed Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, bound for Beijing, China. On board were 239 people, including passengers and crew from more than a dozen countries. The aircraft was a Boeing 777, considered one of the safest and most reliable commercial airliners ever built. Nothing suggested that this ordinary flight would become one of the biggest aviation mysteries in history. Days later, investigators uncovered a crucial clue. Although the aircraft had vanished from radar, it had continued exchanging automated electronic handshakes with an Inmarsat satellite. These signals did not reveal the aircraft's exact location. Instead, they suggested the plane continued flying for several more hours. Engineers analyzed the timing and frequency of these signals. Their conclusion was startling. MH370 most likely traveled far south into the remote southern Indian Ocean, one of the most isolated regions on Earth. If true, the aircraft flew for hours after disappearing from radar. But why? That question remains unanswered. An enormous international search operation began. Countries including Malaysia, Australia, China, and the United States joined the effort. Ships scanned the ocean floor. Aircraft searched from the sky. Advanced underwater vehicles mapped thousands of square kilometers of seabed. The search became the largest and most expensive in aviation history. Yet, month after month, investigators found almost nothing. Many believed the aircraft had disappeared forever. Then, more than a year later, something changed. July 2015, a wing component called a flaperon washed ashore on Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean. Experts confirmed it came from MH370. Over the following years, additional pieces of debris were discovered along the coastlines of Africa and nearby islands. Ocean current studies suggested these fragments had drifted from the southern Indian Ocean. While the debris confirmed the aircraft had crashed into the sea, it revealed almost nothing about how or why it happened. The main wreckage and the flight recorders have never been found. Without the complete wreckage, many theories have emerged. One theory suggests deliberate human action, that someone intentionally changed the aircraft's course. Another points to a catastrophic onboard emergency, such as loss of cabin pressure, in which the crew and passengers became unconscious while the aircraft flew on until it ran out of fuel. Others have proposed mechanical failures or unlikely combinations of events. There have even been more sensational claims involving hijacking or conspiracy. However, no credible evidence has confirmed these extraordinary ideas. To this day, investigators have not reached a definitive conclusion. The true sequence of events remains unknown. More than a decade has passed since Flight MH370 disappeared. For the families of the 239 people on board, the mystery is deeply personal. Many continue to hope that one day the aircraft's main wreckage and flight recorders will be found, discoveries that could finally answer the questions that have haunted the world for years. Until then, MH370 remains a reminder that even in an age of satellites, GPS, and advanced technology, our planet and some of its mysteries can still keep extraordinary secrets. If new evidence is ever discovered, this story may finally have an ending. But for now, Flight MH370 remains one of aviation's greatest unsolved mysteries,